Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and welcome to the PokeType League Season 2 Draft.
3, 2, 1, go!
Now with the draft, each side is separated into 5 groups. The grass types will always be first as the Wooden Crown recipients. It then goes to the sides who missed out on Victory Road, then the remaining 7 leaders 8, the Elite 4, then our champion side. The teams within the groups will be reordered after each draft round, with our last round being the Terrestrial draftees. But let's get into it, starting off with Hydrapple making its debut this season, and the Dragon types will also be having a Chaladon debut for that side. It will be Kommo-o going to the Fighting types as their first draftee, and the Psychic types will be taking Metagross as their first pick. It will be Fluttermane making a return this season for the Fairy types, as the Ice types will be having Baxcalibur return for them here. And with the Bug types, they will be taking Volcarona as their first draft pick. Now the Flying types look to take Salamence yet again this season, and it will be the Rock types picking Tyranitar as their first draftee after a very good showing last season. But the Water types yet again picking Iron Bundle as a returning member of their side, and the Ground types taking their own pseudo-legendary in Garchomp. The Fire types will be picking Arcanine in its Hisuian form, drafting it away from the Rock types, as the Normal types yet again have picked Slacking as their first draft pick. But it will be the Ghost types now taking Dragapult, one of the quickest Pokemon we will see in the PokeType League anytime, and it is that Hisuian Goodra going back to the Steel types, as the Poison types will first be drafting Venusaur making its debut in the PokeType League in Season 2. The Electric types yet again taking Iron Hands, who just missed out in making the top sides last year. But it is Hydreigon rounding out round 1 of the draft picks for the Dark types here, looking to get back into the champions position this season. The Grass types yet again starting off the pick, this time with Go-Goat making its return for the Grass types. The Dragon types taking Goodra, the Colosseum form will be returning home to the Dragon types. The Ice types taking Lapras, making its debut this season for the PokeType League, as the Fighting types are going to take Great Tusk, who was on the Ground types last season, a fantastic pick. And it's Yanmega making its debut for the Bug types, very fast Pokemon there. And it's Delphox looking to have a much better season for the Psychic types this season. And it is going to be Florges making its return to the Fairy types after its Terrestrial season last season. But Milotic is going to be picked for the Water types, and the Flying types have taken Dragonite. What a pick! They've taken a second pseudo legendary. It is Ursaluna going back to the Normal types, as the Ground types are going to take Iron Treads after missing out on Great Tusk. They're going to take Iron Treads away from the Steel types, and it's Magmortar making its debut this season for the Fire types, as the Rock types are going to take Rhyperior, this Rock Ground type Pokemon. Now the Steel types are going to take Kingambit away from the Dark types, a fantastic draft pick. And the Electric types taking Electivire. I cannot wait to see what shocking damage it can do, as the Ghost types here yet again picking Goldengo, who has the potential to take that Oak Medallion. And the Poison types yet again taking Glamora after that fantastic display of Toxic Debris last season. And it's Incineroar that'll be making its debut this season for the Dark types. That is an intimidating pick by the Dark types in round 2, as round 3 kicks off, and the Grass types, yet again, always with the first pick, are taking Sceptile. I cannot wait to see what that starter can do, but the Fairy types are taking Primarina, a starter pick of their own with this Fairy Water type. The Psychic types now are taking Exeggutor in its Cantonian form, looking to make its debut this season, and it's Annihilate returning to the Fighting types, as the Dragon types here look to take Haxorus, who needs to have a much better season than what it did last time around. The Ice types now taking Mamoswine. I cannot wait to see this Ice Ground type this season. And the Bug types taking Scizor, yet again returning to the Bug type team, as the Ground types are taking Swampert. The Water Ground type will be going to the Ground type side, as the Water types take Kingdra, the Part Dragon type, a fantastic pick. The Normal types here taking Blissey after a Terrestrial season on the Fairy types last time round, and it's Probopass making its debut for the Rock type team, as the Flying types are going to take Gyarados, another Pokemon that last season was a Terrestrial draftee, and the Fairy types are going to take Typhlosion in its Jotonian form yet again this season, and the Poison types here taking Tentacruel. I cannot wait to see some Liquid Ooze come into play. And Magnezone's been drafted away from the Electric types onto the Steel type side, as the Ghost types are taking their own Typhlosion in the Hisuian form. And the Electric types now taking Luxray, a former champion Pokemon, returning to the Electric types. But Greninja has been drafted by the Dark type side. Unbelievable Battleborn Protean. I cannot wait to see what it can do on the Dark types as we go into round 4 of our draft picks here. Yet again, reshuffling the order for most of the sides, but not the Grass type team, as they start off with Rillaboom, who will be returning to the Grass types this season. The Fairy types taking Grimmsnarl, another returning Pokemon onto the Fairy types. The Bug types are going to take Heracross, everybody going back to their original sides that they were on last season, as the Dragon types taking Noivern away from the Flying types. And it's Cloyster now returning to the Ice type team, as the Fighting types are going to pick Infernape. I cannot wait to see some mixed attack in there by Infernape, but it is weird here, being drafted away from the Normal types to the Psychic type side, as the Fire types have taken Charizard, looking to return to that side this season, as the Flying types draft Mandibuzz, who will be making its debut this season, and Snorlax as well, going to the Normal type side. The Water types have picked Blastoise, this fantastic water starter, the best Cantonian water starter if I do say so myself, but it is Hippowdon, going back to the Ground type side, as the Rock types have taken that Hisuian Avalugg, looking to make yet another impact this season, as the Poison types take Quillfish, who has probably had a lot on its mind after last season's Champions game, and it's Empoleon being drafted to the Steel type team. Unbelievable, cannot wait to see that, as the Electros will be returning to the Electric types with those no weaknesses, and it's Basculegion leaving the Water types, joining the Ghost type side this season, as Meowscarada, another Protean Pokemon, being drafted to the Dark type team. Some very evil tactics here by our champion side, as now round 5 kicks off, and the Grass types are gonna take the Oak Medallion winner. The Alolan Decidueye has been drafted to the Grass types. Hatterene going back to the Fairy types, and the Bug types will be taking Cleavor here. Now the Psychic types are yet again going to pick Armarouge for their season, as the Fighting types are going to draft Quaquaval back to their side here, and the Ice types are picking Titan, making a return to the Ice types in Season 2, and it is Alolan Exeggutor going to the Dragon types, as the Normal types are going to pick Porygon Z, who looks to have an impressive season, hopefully, for the Normal types, but it's Torterra going to the Ground types, the Grass Ground starter. It will be that Unova Braviary going to the Flying type side, as the Rock types draft Colossal, who surely looks to make an Elite Four appearance this season after getting so close, but the Water types have taken Feraligatr. Oh, I cannot wait to see that, but the Fire types have taken Cinderace with that Libero ability as well. And the Ghost types taking Skeledirge yet again this season, and the Steel types will be taking Lucario back. Those two sides getting so close to the Champions game, but the Poison types here taking Toxtricity yet again, looking to have a repeat performance surely, as the Electric types will be taking Ampharos for the second season in a row, and this leaves the Dark types yet again taking that Hisuian Samurai back onto the champion side for the second season in a row, as we reset for round 6 of our Season 2 draft. The Grass types are taking Chestnut back after that Terrestrial season on the Steel types. The Fairy types are going to take Tinkaton away from the Steel type side now. It will be leaving Corviknight, as well as that Hisuian Decidueye, all these returning former Terrestrial Pokemon, as Girafarig is drafted to the Psychic types now. And it is going to be Scyther completing that Scyther family connection on the Bug types, as the Dragon types take Flygon. I cannot wait to see what Flygon can do this season. as it is Cryogonal who will be returning to the Ice type team, and the Water types now are going to be taking Inteleon, yet another starter going to the Water type side, as the normal types take the Dunsparce, yet another formal Terrestrial Draftee, and the Rock types are taking Minior. Isn't that just an adorable but somewhat shifty looking Pokemon if you ask me? But it's Gliscor. Oh, I cannot wait to see Gliscor this season on the Flying types. The Fire types taking Blaziken. Do not count out that speed boost here of that Fighting Chicken, as Crocodile will be drafted to the Ground types, and now the Poison type side are going to be taking a Alolan Muck for the second season in a row, as the Steel types are going to take Excadrill, who will be looking to make its debut this season, as the Ghost types are going to take Dusknoir, and I feel like I'm going to trip over that name every time I say it, as it is going to be Vikavolt being drafted to the Electric types with that massive special attack, but it is the Unnovan Zoroark returning to the Dark type side. See what those illusionary tactics can do this season for the Evil team. As round 7, now we have 3 rounds left of the draftees, and it's Superior, another starter Pokemon going to the Grass type side, and it's Avalugg in its Colosseum form returning to the Ice type team. As Cyclizar will be returning to the Dragon types, and the Fighting type side are taking Emboar, another fire fighting Pokemon, could you believe it, as the Fairy types are going to take that wondrous Alolan Ninetales. Maybe we'll see an Aurora Veil, as the Hisuian Braviary will be going to the Psychic type side, and the Bug types are taking Levani. Now this will be really interesting. I wonder what it can do this season, as the normal types are going to take that Hisuian Zoroark, who almost got the Oak Medallion last season, and it is going to be Honchkrow returning to the Flying type side, as the Water types are going to be taking Dondozo for the second season in a row, and the Ground type, so taking Toedscruel away from the Grass type side. I'm sure it's going to hope for a better season, as Ceruledge is going to be going to the Fire types, and the Rock types have drafted Garganacl yet again for the second season in a row, as now the Ghost types are going to be taking Chandelure, a fantastic pick, another Ghost. Fire type, as Copperaja does look to return to the Steel types, and the Electric types are going to be taken Zebstrika. I have never gotten to commentate this Pokemon. I cannot wait to do that, as the Poison types take their second Muck in the Cantonian form, who look to run a Muck this season, but the Dark types are taking Weavile away from the Ice type team. What a pick there by the Dark types. We have one more round before we get into our Terrestrial draftees, as the Grass types yet again starting off, and they're going to take Meganium. I've never commentated for Meganium either. I cannot wait for that, as the Dragon types take Altaria yet again, second season in a row. They have a lot more depth, it looks like, this season, as Bronzong is going to return to the Psychic types. I cannot wait to see that team up with Metagross, and it is Carbink returning to the Fairy types. And it's Forretress being drafted to the Bug types away from the Steel type side after an amazing season, as Mienshao is drafted to the Fighting types. The Ice types are yet again going to take Beartic after missing out on Weavile. The Rock types taking Rampardos. Unbelievable. Yet another Pokemon I have not commentated, and Pyro will be going to the Fire types away from the normal type side. The Ground types yet again taking Sandaconda, which means we are looking to miss out on Donphan. That is terrible, as the Unnovan Samurott is going to return to the Water types. It's been separated from Greninja, as Arboliva does return to the normal type side after a Terrestrial season, and the Flying types are going to take Corviknight. Corviknight, our Rowan Award winner last season, drafted away from the Steel types as Bellibolt onto the Electric type side, and the Steel types are going to take Revavroom, another returning Terrestrial draftee. The Poison types here taking Gengar away from the Ghost types with that Curse Body, as it is Sinistra making its debut this season for the Ghost types, and the Dark types are going to take Mabostiff, this very angry pupper, as we're about to get into our Terrestrial round. All these Pokemon will be the Terrestrial Pokemon for this season. And it will be the Grass types starting off yet again. All these Pokemon will always take on these Terrestrial forms. And it is going to be Electrode returning as a Terrestrial Pokemon for its second season in a row. That Cantonian Electrode. It's Iron Valiant going to the Psychic types. And it is going to be Sneasler drafted away from the Poison types onto the Ice type side, as the Dragon types have taken Iron Jugular. Some massive picks happening here. The Fighting types are going to take Gardevoir onto their side, and it is the Bug types taking Iron Moth, a fantastic pick here. The fairy types are going to take Gallade, Gardevoir, Iron Valiant all being drafted this round. Screamtail drafted to the normal types, and the rock types are going to be taken. That Cantonian Arcanine, they still wanted an Arcanine representative, as the flying types are going to take Roaring Moon. That is a massive pick for the flying types. It is Dragalge going to the water types with that poison touch as well. And it is going to be the Alolan Golem onto the ground type side, as the fire types are gonna take Slitherwing. A fantastic pick. I cannot wait to see that Pokemon Terrasilize. It is gonna be the Cantonian Golem drafted to the electric types, and the poison types are gonna take Brute Bonnet, who had a fantastic season for the grass types last season. It is Sandy Shocks being drafted over to the steel types, and the ghost types are gonna take Rotom. That will be one of the most exciting Terrestrial picks, as the final draftee is Iron Thorns, that will be going to the dark type side. It's gonna look to try and have a champion year. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought got the best draft picks, as we will next time be seeing you for the team breakdowns, including the new team names, natures, and abilities. And if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.